Now that Donald Trump has officially been sentenced in his New York State hush money case, let's go through 4 reasons why this is actually a win, despite the fact that, as you already know, that he did not get jail time. And before we do that, let's do a quick recap on the hearing that just went down like minutes ago before I talk to you about TikTok. As I said before, it was a quick hearing, didn't last long. Judge Merchan came to the bench and he said that the only reason why he's given Donald Trump unconditional discharge instead of a jail sentence, which is the most lenient sentence you can get. Probation would have had Donald Trump under a probation officer, and that would have been inconvenient as a president. And also, jail time would not have been great. It's because he won the office of the presidency. And as I've said before, one of the reasons why Donald Trump at 74 years old ran again is because he wanted to stay out of jail. And he knew he had all these criminal cases that he was facing, and jail time was imminent and possible. And so, again, the judge said, that's why you got this lenient sentence. So don't get it twisted for people who are like lamenting or upset over the fact that he didn't get jail time. It's because he's president that he didn't get jail time. It's not because the justice system or the judge didn't want to give him harsher sentence. Okay, so let's get that. Then he said Godspeed and he left. It was quick. Now let's talk about what the prosecution's side said, because I don't care what Donald Trump's attorney said afterwards. That's next. So the prosecutor side, Mr. Stangline, the attorney, said that wanted to remind the court that it is they who said recommended unconditional discharge for a sentence. So just to remind them, like, don't get it twisted. Like, it's a favor. We gave you a favor because you won the office of presidency. But they did say that despite all this, that he's shown very little remorse. Most criminal defendants, once you're convicted, before you get to the sentencing stage, they will apologize to the victims. They will ask, ask for mercy of the court. Donald Trump's done none of that because he believes he's above the law. And the prosecutor also said that Donald Trump also caused damage the perception of the criminal justice system, and that he put some of the officers in court in harm's way because he violated gag orders. He essentially sicked his rabid MAGA fans to just attack the attorneys, the prosecutors, the justice system, and that's horrible. But they had to do what they had to do, and as I've said before in the previous section, that's why he ran for office, because he knew that the only way he was going to avoid jail time, because these people were going to come for him, was to win the presidency. So you guys essentially just gave him get out of jail free card. Really, so he owes you guys, you MAGAs, because that's it. Now let's talk about 4 reasons why this is a win, and we need to spin it as a win, and don't let MAGA or anyone else try to take away that joy from liberals, left-leaning people, or Democrats who've been waiting for this man to see some sort of justice. So let's talk about the other side, because I don't care what Donald Trump's side said. 4 ways that you can spin it as a win. One is the fact that Donald Trump did not want this. Despite MAGA saying, well, now he has a faster or speedy way to appeal the decision, or that, well, at least he doesn't have jail time. Donald Trump did not want this. He fought tooth and nail to avoid getting sentenced, being the first person to go into office and starting his presidency officially as a felon. He didn't want that. So that is a win. So MAGA, you can spin it how you want. Your Lord and Savior didn't want that. The second way you can spin this to win is because now forever you can call Donald Trump Felon 45, his 45th president, or Felon 47. That's a nice moniker. The third reason where you can use this, spin this as a win, is that it is something that shows you have moral authority over MAGA, over Donald Trump. Whenever you see MAGA or Donald Trump mentioning things like illegal immigrants, wanting to punish other people, you see MAGAs insisting on rule of law or insisting on punishing illegal immigrants or punishing marginalized people, you can always take the moral high road and say that, you know what, you elected a felon. And so you're a criminal felon yourself. So you have no moral authority to make these statements, given the fact that you yourself are a felon. You can't even travel to certain countries as a felon. Like, if you were not president, you wouldn't be able to get certain jobs. You wouldn't be able to apply for certain loans. You wouldn't be able to get far in life. You have a lot of limitations placed on you if you're an ordinary person. So there's that. And the fourth and final reason is, as I've said in this video, and on this channel and this account before, is that Donald Trump does not have necessarily a trifecta. Now, a lot of people were scared because he appointed 3 of the justices on the Supreme Court, and they did give him the overturning of Roe v. Wade, overturning of affirmative action, and the presidential immunity case. That a lot of people thought that he had them in his bag. And as I said before, at least several of the justices are not in his bag, and this is a sign. And so that can give you a sign of relief, in addition to Congress not agreeing to raise the debt limit in December, that he doesn't necessarily have the trifecta that you think he might have. And there are some limits to his authority and his power, and that should give you some, loosen your belt a little bit, breathe your sigh of relief a little bit on that. So that is a good thing. So that's the fourth way you can spin this as a win. Now I'm going to be talking about and following the TikTok ban. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned to this account, stay tuned to this channel, and let's get going and let's see what's going on, because it's just tough.